Hey, Eric.
Hey, what's up, Chris?
We recorded a Star Ocean miniseries, right?
Yes.
For patreon.com/retroam.
At the $5 level. 13 episodes.
In Star Ocean, you go to space, kind of.
We're in space.
We're in space. There's some space stuff in there. Did Star Ocean walk so that Final Fantasy VIII could run and go to space? Well, actually, Final Fantasy IV. Never mind, fuck it. You want to hear some hot sounds that I recorded?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic JRPGs chapter by chapter, beat by beat. This season, the third one, we're covering Final Fantasy VIII. My name is Chris. I'm joined by Eric. Hey, Eric.
Let's get freaky in the Space Dragon.
Yes, I love space dragons. I love battleships. I love battles. I fear nothing. We're also joined by the Real Net, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live. You too can join this conversation if you want to. Go to patreon.com/retroam. Woo! Thanks, patrons.
We're also joined by the Fake Net, our post-production AI companion, who is also an Android participant in the PlayStation 1 person running game, Running High.
Initializing Fake Net.
I use my neck to power slide. I sweat oil. I am an athletic machine. The boys are my athletic supporters.
I thought you were going to say Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man is more of an endless runner prototype.
Yeah.
Running High is like a Sonic R traditional racing game, but
Gotcha.
you're running and it's like Wipeout, but you're a person.
Cool. The lunar base is no more. There's no more way to...
It blew up and then it was engulfed in the space juice.
Yes, the space juice and flames, etc. And were there flames?
I mean, it exploded.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
But then we found this red dragon ship out in space with Esther's markings all over it.
Yes.
Who leaves a spaceship in space?
Well, it's a spaceship after all.
Yeah.
I think we'll find out later it was lost, but I'm not really sure how it was lost. But maybe we can figure that out later. Who knows?
We float down into this pressurized derelict spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
Then we spacewalk, meaning we're hovering in air and take steps like regular human beings because this game's from 1999.
Yep.
Squall notes that there's air in here. He closes the hatch as they fall to the ground. Rinoa is my party. We have control. Then the service light above the door out here starts blinking, which leads to a scene of a slight horror movie vibe.
Mm-hmm.
In the next room, they take off their spacesuits, even though they're still in space. Rinoa puts her hands behind her back, smitten, and kind of dances around.
Yeah,
Squall
she gets in the I'm cute pose.
Yeah, I mean, think about what you just survived, right? You just thought you were dead multiple times, and then your boyfriend comes out to space to rescue you, and you find a spaceship next to the moon? Only in dreams, Chris.
Yes.
These romantic dreams.
Only in Final Fantasies. Lowercase.
My mind plays as Rinoa says, "Thank you, Squall. You rescued me again." I can't thank you enough. Squall, hard ass as ever, says, "Don't worry about it. I just did what I wanted to do."
Rinoa's body language right here is something.
Yeah.
She's trying to believe Squall, trying to believe this shit a little bit. She opens her arms for an embrace.
Yeah, she makes sure her arm socks fit so that she knows how to do the embrace properly. Like she's prepared.
Yeah, she does have some nice arm socks. The spacesuit was in our way before. Then she demands a hug.
Dude.
A real tight one. I need to know that I'm alive. He already channeled his energy into her brain with his fairy powers to let her know she's alive. Now she needs a fucking hug. Give her a hug, man.
He thinks, what now? But like, before you think he has to be a hard ass because he can't admit that what he wants in front of his peer group. And now he's finally alone with Rinoa. You can do whatever you want with this person you've been like going to space to rescue.
Well, one key thing has changed.
Nothing.
One key thing has changed.
Well, she's alive again?
Yes.
Yes. He doesn't. I don't want what I can have. She then hugs herself when she says tight one, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Squall, my dumbass, just thinks alive? Chris, does Squall have retrograde amnesia? Does he not remember that he spent the past 12 hours obsessed and also went to space for this moment?
I'm pretty sure he forgets about everything. His entire mission on Disc 3, he forgets about it until a little bit later.
Like, does he have advanced Guardian Force dementia where like Doomtrain just run through his head and knocks out those memories? Like, is he Leonard Shelby? Is he operating on the last 30 seconds of motivation at all times?
No, he's just fucking stupid, Eric. He's just a dipshit.
Rinoa lowers her arms and Squall thinks, we still have to get back. And my note is in capital letters, dude, you are blowing this.
Yep.
Squall says in a very Squall thing, we may be alive now, but look at our situation. Rinoa then looks around confused and nods her head, just acquiescing to whatever shit. Squall says, you want to live, right? You want to get back and see everyone, right? Rinoa nods her head and says, and not become other people's memories. Squall says, that's right. Rinoa nods too, and she follows Squall.
Is Rinoa doing the Quistis thing where she's just filling in Squall's sentences because she...
She knows she can't get him off track.
Yeah.
His leadership thing is driving them now, and she knows not to rock the boat. And I'm upset. I'm disgusted. I want Squall to die in space.
Okay.
I know this is building toward a moment later.
Yeah.
Right, where he finally but it's like he's
got
taken too many blows to the head.
Yeah, that's true. So I found something weird on the Final Fantasy wiki about this
moment?
This moment. Yeah. It says, quote, there is a dummied piece of dialogue. Dummied meaning is the term.
Commented out in the code.
Yeah, it's gone. It's not there. It's just on in the code.
Fuck it, cut it.
Yep, send it in. There's a dummied piece of dialogue in the scene where Squall and Rinoa are on board the Ragnarok, where Rinoa tried to dissuade assumed jealousy in Squall for her having dated Cypher in the past.
Oh, good callback.
When Squall did not catch on, Rinoa commented that Squall does not care about other people's pasts.
True.
So they just took that out.
In the Japanese or the English localization? I assume
No,
the original.
it's just not there, period.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if it's not there, how's there evidence for it? Like, wouldn't there be a...
It's...
Like, if it's in the code but not in the game, surely it's in, like, Japanese as opposed to...
Yeah, there's no... There's no...
Even in Japanese, there's no...
There's no translation.
Okay.
There's no... That was just paraphrased.
Oh, I
So,
see.
yeah.
I see.
At least according to that. So then we walk down the hallway. We reach a bridge
Like a skyway type thing?
that leads towards the bridge, I guess.
Yeah, a bridge leads toward... Like, a literal bridge that leads toward the ship bridge.
And I think my mind is still playing here, and it stops. And then we see an actual ass alien.
There's an audible snarl.
Yeah, prowling below. The gang, meaning us two, we don't know what it is, and Rinoa suspects that it's not a very friendly creature you think.
Dude, it's like a mess of teeth, purple monster flesh.
Yeah, it's got like a saw face.
Creature. Yeah, like the mouth is detached from the eyes.
You ever seen those saw-nosed sharks? They've got a long snout that has teeth around it. They can use it to like cut shit and fight shit like with a sword.
That sounds awesome. I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, Hammerhead's most fucked shark, right?
No,
But
this one's significantly more fucked. Look it up. Shark podcast later.
Okay.
Squall says that we should try to sneak past it, but also says we should check our junctions, which means we're about to fight.
Yeah. Chris, this thing is the Propagator, and it gave me a fucking fit in 1999.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, a new song plays.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Residence.
It's some bouncy Mr. Bean shit.
Yeah, it's good. Like we're still kind of leaning into the... I mean, you pointed this out before last time, so I've not really thought through this, but I feel like this whole like latter half of the space section is leaning into some horror elements
this
here.
is definitely the horror section.
Yeah,
this is
and
feeling the influence of Resident Evil or Silent Hill. You're alone in a mansion with monsters.
yeah, and mechanically here we are not fighting random battles. We are fighting many propagators.
Yes.
But the first thing that I did is I doubled back because I was like, I should go save the game.
Yeah,
because
save the damn video
it's,
game.
Late. I need to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And a saw face humongoid thing is there, waiting for me.
It's already back.
Blocking my
the
path.
ship is now filled.
I have not saved, and I need to kill it. So let's fight it. It's boss music, right? Every time.
Force your way.
Force your way.
Force your way.
We got to force our way through these things. There's so many of them.
It also,
and we got to fight it.
The game implies that we are supposed to sneak by these things, which is a unique objective because this game has no stealth mechanics.
Also, you can't. You have to clear this ship.
Yeah, but we'll get to it, but you got to kill them in a certain order, and if you can run past some to kill, we'll get to it.
Yeah, you're right. So we fight it and we scan it. You want to scan it?
Yeah. Did they
Okay.
all say the same thing? I guess you'll let me know, right?
Yeah, they all the same thing. So I've got a list here. Which one is it? This is the boss, right? Propagator, a monster living in the spaceship Ragnarok. Very violent in nature. It attacks anything that moves within the ship.
T-Rex rules.
Yep. Number 2, a monster that lives in space, stalking the insides of spacecraft and small asteroids. Works with its colony mates to survive. Or is it number 3, a monster that relies on its counterpart, like two one-winged angels helping each other. Together, they reveal the path where God advents.
Not the last one because you are too good. The middle one is too wordy, but I do like the idea of these things also occupying asteroids, but I got to go with the first one.
Ding noise. You got it right, Eric. Good job.
Thank you. It needs oxygen to breathe, Chris. Asteroids don't have those unless you're in Deep Space Nine.
Okay. Also, I noticed something else
What's that?
in this fight.
Uh-huh.
Rinoa has a new limit break.
Okay. What's it called?
It's called Angel Wing.
What does that do?
It's Rinoa's second limit break in Final Fantasy VIII, according to the fandom wiki and myself, who observed this in real time. Acquired after boarding the Ragnarok. When executing the Angel Wing, a pair of white wings similar to the ones printed on her blue duster. Duster?
I guess it's called a duster.
Why is it called a duster? To keep dust off of you?
Fake net.
Why is it called a duster, Fake Net? Come on, tell us.
Initializing fake net.
A duster is a woman's loose, lightweight full-length coat without buttons, of a style originally worn in the 1920s when traveling in an open car. Maybe if either of you could stop wearing graphic tees, you would learn something about fashion.
Is a duster the same thing as a slicker?
No, a slicker is a raincoat made of smooth material.
Yes.
Fake net.
Initializing fake net.
You didn't ask anything. This is a waste of my time.
Have you seen that new Billy Crystal movie? It's called City Dusters.
That's not real.
No.
It's the last time I saw Billy Crystal. Fuck me. Okay, sorry.
I haven't seen him, but I've heard him in Monsters Incorporated,
Inc., yeah.
Incorporated or whatever. Anyway, these things will momentarily emerge from Rinoa's back. This will cause Rinoa to cast enhanced offensive magic spells present in her inventory without actually expending them, but the player will lose control of her during this time. So it's like a magical version of Berserk. No.
So you trade control for power?
You trade dog for power.
Dog, right. You know what I found out today?
Yeah.
Angelo's female.
Oh,
Sorry, Angelo.
sorry about that, Angelo.
Yeah.
We love you, Angelo. Yeah, that's strange because I don't know what the how the name rendered in Japanese originally, but like when I think of the term Angelo, I think of a male name, so that's why I went that direction.
Apparently, Rinoa got her a year before the game took place at the pet shop in Timber.
Cool.
I read the whole Final Fantasy VIII timeline today, and it's very short. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, good. Okay, now also now it's a perfect time to do something else, Eric.
What's that, Chris?
Scan Rinoa.
Oh. All right.
I forgot I did this. Number 1, a member of the Forest Owls, a resistance group in Timber, uses a weapon called a pinwheel to attack from a distance. Number 2, a member of the Timber resistance group Forest Owls.
Is she a boss? Am I fighting her?
No, we always do three for scanned characters.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Did you remember
It's
this?
your game.
Have you heard this podcast
I
before?
just played. No.
We did this for Laguna and Kiros not that long ago.
Ask me what happened yesterday, dude.
A member of the I'm going to read number 2 again because I didn't finish it. A member of the Timber resistance group Forest Owls uses her dog to make special attacks.
Dog with 1 G or 2?
Let me go back and check here. 1 G.
All right.
Thanks. Number 3, a member of the Timber Forest Owls who fights alongside Seed. Her dog's asshole can clamp to a weird steampunk weapon to create a powerful weapon.
The asshole one. I'm willing to sacrifice my 8 winning streak for that.
Sorry, you're wrong, Eric.
Powerful dog ass. Which one is it actually? It's the first one.
It was number 2, actually.
You wouldn't do 2 first ones in a row.
Yeah.
Should use logic on
I
that.
may have. You never know what the distance between these two was. It was number 2. Uses her dog to make special attacks.
Great. Where my dog's at.
Cool.
Smoke weed every day.
All right, well.
Chris, what's unique about this goddamn battle?
It's easy.
0 experience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can't grind these things.
Potentially have to slaughter a lot of these things, and you get 0 EXP. You get 5 for the Guardian Forces, though.
Yeah.
When it dies, it passes out. It does not disappear.
Right.
I go through the door and enter a hallway. A red one charges me, but I duck out of the way into the hallway to the left. Then I encounter a purple one, and revenge is mine, for he is the same color of the one I just slaughtered.
Yes.
Why is there a haunted spaceship with colored monsters? Purple is now dead forever. So
Yes.
I guess we'll read the verbatim, but what you got to do, there's 8 of these things on the ship, and you must slaughter them in the order of their color.
Mm-hmm.
So if you kill a purple one, you have to go kill the other purple one before fighting another one.
Yes.
So you can kill them, I guess, in any order as long as you don't fight it. Well, you have to fight. You got to kill 2 of the same color in a row. How about
Yes.
that?
Exactly.
I go back and I fight that red one. I enable battle boost because I want to see if Rinoa can summon Angelo in space. She can't.
Yeah, that's thus the angel wings. Do you think they realized the loop, the plot hole, and it was like, oh, we need to fucking add her?
Because
add another
Magic Berserker seems very easy to just dump in.
Yeah.
In the absence of Space Dog.
Which I'm glad they did something about it. One other unique thing about the Propagator, by the way, he is susceptible to Odin.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
Odin comes to space? Of course.
Yeah.
I kill his ass dead. I go back to the purple room. This takes me to some kind of elevator area, perhaps a hallway. A green propagator is standing between 2 doorways, but he doesn't rush me. He's just chilling. I tip my cap hello to him and proceed toward the screen. I unlock some lock, then find myself back in the first screen where we saw the first propagator. As luck would have it, a red one is here now. That's what I'm looking for, Chris. I slaughter him. He rushes me and meets my desires. I return to the previous room and go in the left door. A yellow propagator rushes me, so I hard So hard it appears to push Rinoa back out of the room. He's trying to force my way, but I force his instead.
Good job.
This room appears to be a kind of seating area, a passenger cabin.
Yeah. 8
bucket seats on a 4x4 grid, six banners, 3 on each side, hang from the ceiling. The front console has a note.
Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten.
A report on monsters breeding on the ship. We eliminated all the monsters on the ship, but we leave this report in case they breed again. The monsters are 3 to 6 meters tall, extremely hostile and savage. They are ferocious carnivores and have attacked and devoured numerous crew members. There are 8 independent monsters, but they are also one entity. The monster can be killed through regular combat, but it must be done systematically. Then there's more that I refuse to copy down.
Yeah, I went a little longer.
Yeah? Okay, what else you got?
For example, if you kill one monster in a certain place and kill another one in a different place, the first monster you killed may be revived by another monster. The 8 monsters work together to maintain the colony. This shit goes on too long. I'm not writing down anymore.
Thank you. I'm glad we're the same person.
So is this whole thing long? Is kind of a joke, like to be wordy, or did they realize that one day 2 assholes were going to try to write this down for a podcast?
I mean, probably, yeah. Okay. My actual guess is I fucked this up when I was a kid. Like, I couldn't, because some of them just rush you, and it's hard to I mean, the secret is if you kill 25 of these, they'll just go away.
Yeah.
But it took me forever.
After the, I think it did too for me. I barely remember this though. I kind of remember having to kill things in succession like this. Succession of killing propagators.
Right. This was my vile crustacean of Lunaris to Final Fantasy VIII, the thing I spent the most time on.
Oh. So after all that text scrolls through, Rinoa is like, oh yeah, we must kill them in pairs of the same color.
Oh, she actually says it out loud? Great.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyway, you ready to kill them all? Get more?
Yeah, also, where the fuck is the original crew? Do they play by alien rules and wind up getting eaten anyway?
So I think they killed them, left, and then realized they were going to keep coming back, and they couldn't do, and so they just left this thing out here.
Oh,
which means,
they were just haunting the ship.
Yeah, which means that this is going to happen again.
Yeah.
To us one day if we don't complete our quest at a certain time.
I assume this is any kind of ship like this. Your party usually destroys it in the world-ending cataclysm, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's a single-use ship.
Very true.
After wandering around a bit, I go to the place where I killed the first one and find a small door next to a big door. I go down here, there's a big green boy dragging his big green arms. I kill him, finally go kill my final green son. I ride up the elevator, finally, where the last one was.
Yes, we can now access the cockpit.
The music stops.
The cockpit is the place where you drive boats.
That's right, as we learned in episode 34.
Rinoa and Naruto runs in excitement as Squall wonders if he must have to fly this thing.
Mm-hmm. It's pure blackness outside, but sometimes the moon scrolls across the bridge window, suggesting we're still spinning out here.
Mm-hmm. Then we hear some beeps.
Yeah, it's an intercom noise, unique intercom noise.
Yay. The Esther Air Station, which was previously closed, is calling. They're trying to see if the Ragnarok is online.
Do you copy?
You missed it.
What?
The Ragnarok. The Ragnarok is online.
Oh, Ragnarok Online is the MMO Chris dedicated his life to from 2005 to 2003 to 2006.
Something like that. My mind plays as we realize that this is a radio signal. Remember, these two lads, or these, not lads, these two teenagers have never heard the radio before.
No, they haven't.
Because it's been knocked out because of the sealing technology.
Are you suggesting this is diegetic and once Esther remote activated the Ragnarok to get it back online, the radio is playing my mind?
No, I'm talking about the radio like they're talking to the radio.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they know they've heard, they know intercoms, but the intercom is not through radio.
It's a wired system.
Yeah.
She knows they're saved. Squall says the ship's name and a voice comes back. Whoa, this is really Ragnarok? You're in space, right? Squall confirms this, but he says he has no idea where he is. The voice says they can track Ragnarok from here. Squall realizes they can go home. The voice tells Ragnarok it's been 17 years.
Oh.
We can leave or return to them as we should somehow still have enough fuel. We enter our location in the atmospheric reentry program. Squall asks how to use a computer.
Yep.
They say they'll guide him step by step.
By the way, we know that our audience is mostly people who have it should probably all
our
people.
Audience, not the pod.
The podcast's audience are people who play video games, specifically RPGs. So everybody already knows what Ragnarok is. Do you?
Norse,
the
world-ending parable type thing.
The Norse apocalypse. So anyway, go ahead.
It's a Thor movie.
That features the end of the north. Yeah.
Squall asks how to use computer.
Sorry, I guess everybody now knows what fucking Disney. Okay, go ahead.
They
That was
ask if,
ours. Ragnarok was our word.
Chris, it was your word because you played the game that I now receive Twitter ads for with English misspellings.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I've saved some to send you. They ask if Squall's in the pilot seat, and he says there's too many seats in here, which is a great response.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, have you ever had to field a call from your grandfather after he's moved a window slightly off screen and can't get it back?
Oh, well, yeah.
That's what's happening right now, is like automated computer assistance. A voice says it's the seat on the right, fuckwit. The camera cuts to a shot of the pilot seats, and Squall uses the jump the turnstile seat entry position to get in. You know what I'm talking about? Where you put your hands on the turnstile and like fling your legs over it?
Yeah.
Rinoa stays behind him, admiring his grace and holding her elbow. They tell Squall to enter the following data in the touch panel. Chris, you ready?
Yeah, give me the data.
WJHEIE / period 2872 / HD IEU. You didn't touch your keyboard for shit, Chris. You're supposed to enter the data.
Oh,
You
sorry.
got a keyboard in front of you, enter the fucking data.
No, I don't want to mess my shit up.
Squall does that. A voice says, congratulations, you're home free.
Why do you have to put in code to fly the ship? Shouldn't they have automated that?
Maybe that's like they couldn't figure out that part of it. There still had to be like some onboard ship control to like drone it back into the precise location and like telemetry. Because like you can't, I don't know, man.
Yeah, okay.
Squall does that. The voice says, congratulations, you're home free. Ragnarok. And the PS5 tells me I can't record this sequence. Do you know why?
Because
Have you ever been playing a PS5 game where it says recording's turned off?
Yeah.
Or a PS4 game?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Licensed music?
Licensed music is about to play.
Yep.
You cannot broadcast that on Twitch, sir, not through the in-game tools.
No, and also, speaking of that, this song is not on the soundtrack on streaming services.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because it's owned by somebody else?
Yeah.
Fun fact, all of Persona 5 used to be this.
Yes, I remember that. Yep.
Eyes on Me starts to play, this game's signature song.
Yeah, in which we've heard this song a million times, or we've heard instrumental versions of this song, and I think we have lore on the song too, right? This is Julia's song.
This is
right?
the song that Julia wrote that she essentially added lyrics to after Laguna inspired her in
Yes.
a chance encounter.
Is this diegetic right here?
Yes, I
Okay.
believe fully. Well, I don't think they can hear it. I don't know. I mean, do you think like the station, like, I mean, their next line is said, okay, you're home free, basically. Ground control wishes everyone Godspeed. But like, do you think that like while they play, they just don't talk and just pump this over the intercom? They think Squall's alone right now, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the scene.
Squall then turns around and looks at the now floating Rinoa, then points to the chair next to him. She nods, steps forward, then floats in the air and does a backflip. Squall gets out of his chair too, then flies over to collect Rinoa. He holds her, then jumps back over to the captain's chair with her in his arms. He tells Rinoa to sit in the other chair and to put her seatbelt on. The camera then cuts to the captain's chair, and Squall plops down in his Squall seat. Rinoa, rather than taking her own seat, hovers above Squall, then falls down into his lap, cradling his head. I have to imagine that was hard to animate.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, this is all like custom stuff. This is not using the canned stuff they already have with the characters.
She stares at his eyes briefly, then turns to face the controls, asking if they'll be home soon. Squall's left hand moves to hold her shoulder, and he says, hopefully, and then tells her to go sit down. Dude, you are fucking this up.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Rinoa stares into his eyes and begs for this to last just a little longer. Squall moves his right hand over her left hand and asks why she's holding onto him like this. Rinoa moves her head down and says a line designed to break your heart. You don't like this, Squall.
Mm-hmm.
Squall drops his right hand and suggests he's just not used to it, possibly true. Rinoa replies, how about when you were little? Didn't you feel safe and secure being held by your parents?
I'm an orphan.
God damn it. Squall stares into space and says he can't remember anything about his parents. But Alone was there for me. Alone was there to hold my hand. Rinoa asked Squall if that made him feel safe and secure. Squall said sure, but then she left and disappeared, and I'm afraid of having that feeling of comfort taken away.
My mom put her on a boat to save her from a future sorceress.
I also think it's interesting that Alone's guardian left, and then Alone left the person she was guarding, essentially.
Yeah, but I don't think Alone left on purpose, though. I think
Either one of them. I mean, they were both victims of circumstance, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Rinoa looks up at Squall, moves her hand to touch his face, and says, you were afraid of losing us? Is that why you kept your distance? Good connection.
Mm-hmm.
Squall says he was afraid of being alone. Rinoa brings her head close to Squall, bows slightly, and says, you missed out on all the good things in life. You've missed out on so much.
It's kind of grim.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder if I'm doing this, or I did this during my teenage years when I didn't go to mixers or join clubs and instead stayed home and played Final Fantasy VIII.
Well, Well, you know what they say?
What?
What was the start of all this?
Ugh.
Here we are.
Squall says, maybe. Then Rinoa cocks her. She's getting something out of him. Maybe. She cocks her head and says, definitely. She looks out the window and says, I like it like this. I liked having my mom hold me. My dad, too, back when we got along. Squall then says, what, the fifth best line of this game?
I think top three.
Top three?
Top 3.
I'm not your mom.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's great. I'm not your mom. I fear nothing.
Rinoa counters with no shit asshole, but she didn't say that. She says, Squall, you're the one who gives me the most comfort. She looks right into his eyes and says, comfort and happiness and annoyance and disappointment, too.
Pretty good line. Like,
Pretty
that's
good.
Rinoa being cheeky again, right?
Yeah. Squall no-sells that, and he and Rinoa say what at the exact same time.
Whatever.
Owned, dude. Fucking owned.
Yeah,
Owned. I almost
finally.
spit on Chris's keyboard.
Yeah.
Why does Rinoa feel this way?
About Squall?
Yeah, why does she keep trying? I mean, she knows that he went out there to rescue her, specifically because she's her, right? Or did she think she would do that for any of his team?
It's a good question, and if I had to come up with an answer, I would probably say because Rinoa is attracted to Squall's duty,
Confidence?
Confidence.
and duty. Maybe not the way he behaves and the way he exists outwardly, but the way he acts, like what he does.
Like, I've seen hunky fireman and hunky military man calendars, and like some men and women just really like a man or woman in uniform.
Yeah.
So maybe it's part of that, too.
Remember also, too, when they were having the conversation about the rings or whatever before they attacked Galbadia Garden?
Oh, their engagement rings?
Yeah. She said something about the lion is fucking full of
Heart?
pride and strength. She very explicitly identified qualities that she found attractive in Squall during that conversation.
Didn't mention
and
the part about the lead lion inseminating multiple packs of... Never mind.
Eric, no more insemination, like,
It's all over the place,
How many
Chris.
games?
Teenagers.
How many games have we played where there have been plenty of insemination?
Spermazoa?
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Rinoa rests further into Squall's arms and tells her she should get back to her seat now. So she's giving up. Rinoa rests further into Squall's arms, and he tells her she should get back to her seat. She pulls Squall tight and then says, just a little longer, as Squall thinks, you'll be safer in your seat. Rinoa again asks if they're going to make it home. She's acting a little bit weird now.
Yeah.
Squall confirms, then Rinoa says something truly shocking. When we get back, we won't be able to stay together, huh? Squall says maybe, and then no one can predict the future. There are no guarantees. Those were your words, Rinoa. He doesn't understand what's happening quite yet.
Yeah, and she does understand that she is going to be identified as a sorceress, right?
Yeah, she says that's not what I meant because Squall doesn't understand anything. Squall says they'll figure all that shit out later. Rinoa kick drifts over to her seat finally and says everyone will be mad at her. Squall doesn't get it just as the ground team comes on the intercom. Ground says they're collecting escape pods and they know what happened. So I guess they're starting to land down there.
Yep.
They ask how many are on board this ship, and Squall says just 2. He tells them their names, narking on himself and Rinoa.
Yep.
When he tells them Rinoa's name, they reply, Rinoa, the sorceress, she's on the ship? Squall then puts this shit together and realizes Rinoa is now the sorceress. Rinoa realizes this realization and turns to face Squall. She says, I become a sorceress. I can't stay with you anymore, Squall. My boy takes this shit in, staring at her and not moving, just as ground demands they respond. Rinoa then grabs her throat and says, I don't want the future. I want the present to stand still. I just want to stay here with you. Which really emphasizes why, like, the whole you don't like this line earlier when she was in his lap.
Yeah.
Like, she knew she had limited time and he was just, we gotta get home.
Yep.
I'm gonna be late. We got dinner.
Gonna miss the game.
Do you think my guy feels like an asshole for not savoring this 5 minutes ago?
I think so. Like, Squall rarely feels like an asshole, but I think now he does.
He's starting to come to grips with it.
I have a succession of witches question.
Yeah.
So Ultimecia took over Rinoa's body to get to Adele.
Right.
And now Ultimecia has gone to Adele's body, we think.
I think, but I also think that Ultimecia thinks Adele is a cog in a plan.
Yeah.
And that will be disposed of. And that Rinoa is like the next viable host after that.
But we also are going to learn a little bit later that Adele lost her sorceress powers.
Right.
So does that mean that Rinoa has succeeded those witch powers? Like, Adele lost her powers, and does that mean they've gone to Rinoa? Like, is she the main sorceress of this world now?
I guess so. Like, Adea said she got her powers when she was young, and she's, 40 now? And Adele has been ruling in Esther from before 17. So there had to be 2
So
presently.
there can be more than one sorceress. Okay, but there is a possibility of those powers transferring, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if the game is necessarily clear about that.
Okay, it's not like the anti-type where it just, or Miang.
Oh, it passes from, there's only one at a time. No, I think there's definitely multiple.
Okay.
Because the anti-type is just any woman, right?
Right.
Right.
Xenogears. Squall, who still hasn't moved, thinks Rinoa's name is ground demands a response. Rinoa says, nobody would want me around anymore. So she thinks she's going to be othered when she gets home, like a vile monster. Ground busts in to say the sorceress will be seized upon arrival, confirming all of Rinoa's fears. Be sure to follow the crew's instructions. Rinoa bows her head and confesses that she's scared. Squall still hasn't moved. He's staring at her. This is awesome. Ground buzzes in again, like third time, asking if they copy and asking if the sorceress is listening too. Squall then switches that shit off.
Yep.
Rinoa curls up in a ball, which is a pro move, by the way,
Yeah.
because he knows it's hurting her. Rinoa curls up into a ball and tells Squall she's scared. He still hasn't said anything. Finally, my dude gets out of his seat, fly hugs Rinoa, then takes a knee next to her chair. He touches her face, says she doesn't want to go. She says she doesn't want to go back, and they embrace. Squall looks up to the sky with Rinoa in his arms, and the scene fades back right as the song fades. This is a masterfully directed scene, and essentially the box logo shot.
Yeah, for sure. Also, we should point out too that the dialogue moves automatically here because it's timed with the music.
Yes.
So you can't just sit there.
Yeah, I had to watch this on YouTube to take notes on it properly.
Mm-hmm.
Black screen. Fithos Lusek a cappella choir plays.
Indeed. Squall's thinking. He's thinking deeply about this moment. He says, I don't know what to do. This is just another crossroad in my life. But for the first time, I don't know which way to go. I've come this far because I've fallen for you, Rinoa. Now, am I supposed to just let you go?
Again, Chris, he didn't care, but now that she's being incapacitated or taken away again, they sparked the fire back up. He needs a rabbit to chase around.
It's happened again. And I think the reason that he's always had an easy decision when he comes to crossroads in his life, because all he's done to this point is
go straight,
follow orders.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at the directions.
Move ahead. Now he's not receiving orders. He's in charge. Blame Sid. We've landed now, and
the Kosh Cabal Desert in Esther.
Yes, we are descending the stairs down to the ground below out of the Ragnarok. Yeah, there is an Esther envoy of 4 people there waiting for us.
Mm-hmm.
Person number 1 says, Sorceress Rinoa, Hyne's descendant.
There it is. Sorceresses are descendants of Hyne.
Yeah, and actually this is interesting too, because this, I think, maybe is the first time Hyne is mentioned in mandatory dialogue.
Yes.
So,
which is great, like Nebuchadnezzar key shit, if you've never,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Does that mean Julia was? Or is this like a metaphysical thing?
I don't think it has to do with...
Is Fury Caraway a carrier for the sorceress gene?
I don't think the genetics in this game work the same way they do in Xenogears for that matter. Person 2 says, come with us. We must seal your power for the sake of the world. So again, yeah. And again, we wondered about why Esther exists, what's Esther's reason to be, the way it exists as a surveillance state and a isolationist state and kind of an ethno state. This kind of confirms it. It's our primary motivation is to seal up sorceresses because we need to allow the world to continue moving forward so that we can continue to do our own research on Facebook. Because remember, they say they do they research all day. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Rinoa confirms. The person says, thank you for understanding. Tell us when you're ready.
So we have control, right? Chris, that's not the move. What's the move here?
Play cards?
No. What, you can't do this, but what should Squall do right now that he has control?
Force your way.
Kill them, get back in the ship with her and take off.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got a fucking spaceship.
Spaceship.
Yeah. You get the codes, man. You get the launch codes.
And you know what? If they could have shot it down, they would, because they wouldn't risk Rinoa coming back to the planet in one piece.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think they have space missiles, so it didn't work out for them. Rinoa says then, she turns and looks at Squall.
She puts her hands up to her face.
Yeah. I should tell you this before I go.
The wind starts blowing. I
was possessed out in space. There was a sorceress inside me, Ultimecia, a sorceress from the future. She's trying to achieve time compression. She's the only one who would be able to exist in such a world. She and no other. As long as I'm free, she'll continue to use me to accomplish her goal. We can't let that happen, right? I should go now. I'm ready.
Okay, Commander Shepard.
Thanks. Person 2 says, all right, we'll be heading to the Sorceress Memorial, which is our next destination for this game if we want to follow the critical path. Rinoa waves goodbye and starts to walk off.
Squall takes a step forward, stamps his foot, and says nothing. And Rinoa walks off with the two jagoffs. So at this point, like when I'm talking about like how dangerous Rinoa is, we aren't given an update on the Idea Sorceress Magic divorce project.
Yeah.
Which we know later, but you think they would fill us in about the danger that Idea poses too. Why isn't she also suffering the same fate?
Yeah. Wouldn't they wanted to have sealed her up as soon as they arrested her
they
immediately?
put her in the ice bath. Carbonite shit. Okay, go ahead.
She's in space. My mind plays as Squall calls out to Rinoa, telling her, "Don't go."
Did you see her, before that, she was walking off, she turned back to look at Squall, and her head makes a motion, and I have to believe she starts crying when she's taking one last look at Squall, who isn't doing shit about anything.
Yeah. Thanks,
If she is crying, is it because she thinks the last time she'll see Squall, or because he isn't doing shit about anything?
Yes and yes. It is kind of sad.
Yeah, it's
She
very
says,
sad.
she drops like 5 dots and says, "Thanks, Squall."
Yeah, it's
but I have
more
to
than
go.
ellipses.
Yeah. Squall just thanks Rinoa. And then Rinoa says, "Oh, I still have your ring." Squall tells her to keep it as she lingers for a moment looking at Squall.
Is that like him implicitly saying there's hope because he's going to come get it back?
I guess. I think he's decided to wait for his friends to come inspire him, maybe. I don't know.
Or is it when you bury like a relative with one of their possessions that they like?
God damn. She walks away. Squall wonders if he could do shit about anything, which he just had a chance to do shit about something. I mean, I don't know if making enemies of Esther was really what would have been the play, but you think he would at least try to do something. He thinks, this is what Rinoa decided. There's nothing I can do about it. Right. Now we're Squall again.
Imagine your whole life just changed without any of your input.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, greater good. And Squall's like, oh, yeah, I guess.
Oh, here.
I think he's still too following orders, leadership. I have to be a leader, Squall, rather than think with the heart, Squall.
Yeah, he's having an impossible time making a decision that relies upon his emotions.
This is all building toward eventually changing his mind. But I think, when they first got in the Ragnarok, you thought, okay, finally he'll tell her. Then they have the eyes on me scene, and finally he'll tell her. But they just have to keep yanking her away. Yeah. For him to I think I pictured it as the paddles they shock you with when you're about to die, if you're like a heart failure or something. Yeah. They have to keep shocking feelings into him to make him feel something.
Yeah. I mean, that is kind of how he's wired. Now we're in the Kashkabal Desert on the world map, but we've got to go back in the Ragnarok to progress the plot here.
Yeah, I think it's funny that you can actually walk away.
Yeah, peace out. And Squall was never heard from again. He lived in Fisherman's Horizon, disguised as a master fisherman apprentice for the rest of his days.
I mean, you could. I don't know if you can. Can you walk there? Can you leave? No, you can't manually walk out of Esther at this point, right?
Yeah. So you have to walk around the Ragnarok for a minute and eventually get to the passenger area.
Yeah.
And he stops and he takes a moment. It looked like he maybe shivered for a second.
I thought he collapsed.
Okay,
He puts his head in his hands?
Yeah.
Unable to believe this shit?
He sits down in one of the passenger seats, dejected, like Zell gets dejected when he puts his head down. Suddenly
He's had a long day, Chris.
Yep. Suddenly the doors open and a dead person appears. It's Quistis Trep.
Yeah.
Quistis Trep.
She has a good line, though.
Who says she's home.
Yeah, I wonder if everybody says that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is your third party member from the lunar base.
So it's not always Quistis, it's whoever you took to space?
I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
FakeNet, figure that out, please.
Initializing FakeNet.
Quistis says, I'm home. Irvin will say, hey, I'm back. Selfie will say, woohoo! I'm back.
I was going to figure that out, and I forgot.
Me too.
Squall asks her how she got here, and she responds to him like I respond to my wife whenever she leaves me alone with the kids and she comes back home.
What's that, Chris?
Quote, well, a lot of things happened.
I was unconscious.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a pretty adept father at taking care of kids, but still shit gets wild sometimes.
Yeah.
Quistis then explains that she was unconscious for a while after the escape pod touched down. When she came to, it was just her and old Piet.
Where's Alone, Quistis?
PA. Alone isn't with them anymore. Not only that, there were signs of a struggle.
Squall struggles to remember who Piet is, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
He's already forgotten this guy.
Yeah. He's pretty forgettable. She tells Squall that the Esther rescue team brought her here. Next.
They told us about this ship and that you were all safe.
Yep. Next, Quistis asks Squall a question. When you jumped out into space, you didn't think about anything else, did you? Squall. Yeah. Squall confirms. Right. Yeah. Quistis, who is someone who is already dead inside, somehow dies again, saying, I wonder if there's anyone who'd do the same for me. Oh, well.
That's why I wondered if this had to be Quistis.
Yeah.
Because, what else is anyone's depressing line there?
Irvine would just be like, I
I'm
can't
cowboy.
imagine what would it be like if I fucking lost my cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And Selfie would just be like, I can't imagine what it would be like if I couldn't taste blood every Wednesday.
Question here, Chris. 2 questions for
Yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
One, is Alone functionally useless to Squall now?
Yes.
Okay.
But Squall does actually have feelings that he expresses towards Alone in terms
Sure.
of his big sister. So I think he does care about what happens to her.
But it's no longer like mission priority.
Right.
Question number 2. Did you remember that you can go visit the escape pod crash site?
No.
I've got that later in my World Map World Tour, but
Yeah.
Piet is still there on the ground.
Oh, sorry. Somebody go get this guy.
Somebody go get their man.
Quistis asks, so where's the princess that changed the ever-cautious Squall?
Great sentence.
Mm-hmm. Before he can answer, Zell and the rest of the gang return.
Yeah, dude.
After saying, yo, what's up?
Fist pump.
Zell says, we've got major problems down here. He salutes and gives his report because he's still in the job too, right?
Yeah. They're on a mission.
Squall loves reports too, so he's listening. Some big thing called Lunatic Pandora came out of nowhere. Matron couldn't achieve what she set out to do because of it, which is okay.
Yeah.
He goes on. Matron isn't a sorceress anymore. Matron gave away her power to someone without realizing it. Squall thinks to Rinoa. So I guess I was right. I didn't know that we were given this information.
Right. I mean,
I forgot.
We thought it was one of those things the game just would refuse to explain, and it actually did explain.
Yeah. So I guess safe to say that Ultimecia can only possess those that are the descendants of Hyne or that have the ability to receive
Right, which
power,
as far as
right?
lore goes could be anybody.
Right. So I guess like the sorceress in terms of like the politically and ruling in the times of Adele was not necessarily the sorceress, but a sorceress that was very powerful. Because remember, at one point in time, Esther was rounding up little girls when they caught Alone, and Alone obviously has sorceress type powers too. So multiple can exist, multiple can have power at the same time as well.
Speaking of that power,
yeah.
I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No, that's it.
I do enjoy how the concept of paramagic is derived from sorceresses after tapping into guardian forces. It draws parallels to Xenogears, where like only the blessed folks were able to use ether power. Then it started circulating in the air, and the common folk began to use it as it spread throughout the world.
Yeah, and I think in FF8, like the technology, they use technology and research to manifest that power in the non-sorceress.
It was
people.
extracted from guardian forces starting 17 or 18 years ago.
Yeah. Zell's got more to say. He says, oh yeah, the Galbadian military is controlling Lunatic Pandora. They excavated it from the ocean where Esther sank it years ago. Inside Lunatic Pandora, there's something called a crystal pillar. Just what I need, more proper nouns.
I thought that would be slightly more exotic than crystal pillar, but it is Final Fantasy. There must be a crystal.
Yes. Oh yeah, good point. I didn't think about Final Fantasy crystals. I'm ready to bang my fist because this Final Fantasy doesn't have crystals.
It's fucking crystal right there, dog.
It calls monsters from the moon. Then monsters came falling from the moon. Total panic down here. Zell's got more to say, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just monsters that came falling down. Sorceress Adele came down along with the machine that confined her.
Ride the lightning.
I guess the stream of falling monsters engulfed the machine. Lunatic Pandora caught Adele from that stream.
So it was not a coincidence that both of those things happened at the same time.
Yep.
Like one of them was intended to carry the other down, along with the monster army.
Yes. Dr. Odine thinks that this may have been Galbadia's true intent, meaning, and then Squall's had enough of Zell talking.
He's done. Remember, he was worn out before they came in.
Yeah. And he finally tells him that this is enough for now.
Yeah.
Zell protests, but Squall confirms that he knows that we've got problems, but can't fucking think right now. I can't deal with this right now.
Stop it.
Stop doing this. Squall tells the group that Rinoa is the one that received Matron's power. An escort from Esther came to pick Rinoa up. Rinoa is in Esther now.
Selfie pipes up and says, we have to go get her. Then she runs away to go get her.
That's the best thing that happens in this game, where she just immediately turns around and runs away. So we have to go get her.
Mission focused.
Yes.
Selfie will be a strong contender in our bonus character pod.
Yes, I can't wait. Quistis then asks if she was taken by force, she being Rinoa. Squall tells her that it was Rinoa's decision because she was scared of becoming a sorceress. Quote, scared of being feared, hated. Scared that no one would ever want to be around her. She couldn't handle that. Then another excellent thing happens before we continue the conversation. Irvine just turns around and runs out of the room and says nothing.
Yeah.
It's great. He's like, "Oh, Selfie left. I gotta go check on Selfie."
He has to go pee.
Yeah.
So
he's got to go try. He's got an alone moment with Selfie.
He has to go pee on Selfie. Quistis asked if Rinoa was taken by force, right? But he should have said only the force of my indifference.
Sorry, you malfunctioned me by saying that last line.
Sorry, it's my headcanon.
Go ahead.
Quistis can't believe this. I'm sorry. Squall said, like, it was, what did he last say? What right do I have to object? What is my difference?
Mm-hmm.
Quistis can't believe this shit and says, oh, stop that. What are you talking about? Why did you go all the way out into space to save Rinoa? Quistis then wildly swings her arms.
She's miffed here.
To hand her over to Esther so that you might never see her again? No, right? Wasn't it because you wanted to be with Rinoa? Quistis then swipes her arms everywhere. She says, you're a fool. Zell agrees. Squall considers this, then says, maybe. He wonders what he's doing and then thinks, I may never get to hear Rinoa's voice again. What the hell am I doing? What can I do? Of course.
Also, at some point during that, and maybe it hasn't happened yet, but Zell lays on top of, or he piles on top to Quistis' rant and says, seriously? Like when she calls him fool, Zell's like, yeah, seriously, you're a fucking idiot.
Quistis asks if Squall has decided. Zell implies we're heading to Esther. Squall says Pandora whatever and Sorceress Adele are out of, like he said, Pandora whatever.
Yeah.
Are out of my hands. I don't even know where to look for Sis. The only thing I know is Rinoa. The only thing I want to do for sure right now is Rinoa. We're going to get Rinoa back. Yeah, what?
Is for Rinoa.
Yeah, what did I say?
You said the only thing I want to do right now is Rinoa.
That is his sentiment, right?
The only thing I want to do for sure right now is for Rinoa.
Okay.
He doesn't, I mean, maybe he wants to do Rinoa, but he wants to do something for Rinoa.
Right, but he's so focused, like he just got course corrected back onto the objective because he can't have her.
Yeah. We're going to get Rinoa back, he says.
At this point, Squall stares at them for like 30 seconds and I realize it's because I have control.
Zell's blinking like Mega Man.
Right, where just blinks every 5 seconds. Yeah. As Squall tries to leave the room, the entire ship shakes.
Yep. The camera angle changes and we're looking over the shoulders of the gang.
Out into the
open air.
Window, yeah. Complete with the idle airplane background noise.
We're flying.
Blue sky. What music plays? New music, right?
Yeah, it's called Flying Music.
Got right on.
Yeah, I didn't look it up.
Zell imagines that Selfie is behind the controls, which is awesome. She heard Rinoa was in trouble and she left to go figure things out, Chris. True leadership.
Yes.
Quistis pictures Selfie screaming,
Woohoo! We're flying!
Squall imagines that a very excited Irvine is standing right next to her.
Creeping on her.
Yeah. Whoa, you're so powerful, Selfie.
Yep.
I leave and go up the elevator. We take one step into the cockpit and Selfie indeed says,
Woohoo! We're flying!
Irvine turns around and says that Selfie is just amazing. Squall asks if she's sure about this shit.
Yeah.
Selfie says it just kind of took off. I don't know, it's pretty easy. I think I'll be fine.
I think that, first of all, it's a good jape that they predicted what was going to happen up there. That was pretty funny. But the thing I find most interesting about this scene is that Irvine says Selfie's amazing, and I agree because at the very first thought of Rinoa in danger, Selfie turned around, ran away, figured out how to fly a spaceship because she needed to save her friend.
Yeah, dude.
Like, my conclusion here, just based on these actions, is that Selfie loves Rinoa more than Squall.
Uh-huh. Yes. Like, Squall's like, oh, fuck me, I fucked up again. God. She knew he was going to sulk for like 10 to 15 minutes.
Yep.
And she'd go and get a head start before they freeze her and carbonite or fucking whatever.
I have another like top 10 line that comes up here. When asked if she knows how to fly this thing, she says it just kind of took off. She says, I don't know. It's pretty easy. I think it'll be fine, but there's no guarantee that it won't crash.
Yeah. Perfect Selfie. If we all die in a horrible accident, it's fine.
It's fine, yeah.
Squall considers again that no one can predict the future. He tells Selfie to head for the Esther Sorceress Memorial. We're going to go rescue Rinoa.
Except for we're not.
No, we have to go. We have a bunch of other shit to do before we get there.
Yep.
It's called closing out Disc 3 before a mission critical moment. So, Chris, now that we've landed back, if we were to go to the garden, we would have a new Selfie diary.
Yeah.
It's called... Oh, by the way, we have airship controls now.
Yeah, it's great.
We can go where we want.
Yeah, press Y to go forward.
And also, you can go to the map and click on a destination, and it'll auto-fly there.
Yeah, and I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I thought about as I was flying this thing around was that, this game's practically over from a mission. There's like a few missions left to finish this game. But like I'm thinking back to it and thinking about all the time I spent just flying this fucking thing around, just seeing if there's anything out there. And there are things to find.
It had a great blur effect on the Ragnarok exhaust plumes back in the day too. That's kind of muted now that it's
it looks kind of shitty.
This is definitely one place where the remaster made it suffer. Also, Esther now has a pink sky that fades in and out like the evening sky in Delay in Delling City.
Cool.
But anyway, we have a new Selfie diary. It's called Supporting Squall. This is actually, chronologically, this is after Squall goes to space.
Okay, here comes Supporting Squall.
Supporting Squall. Squall disappeared with Rinoa.
Don't be angry at Squall. Squall's done so much already. Just forgive him this one time. I'm supporting Squall all the way. Go, Squall, go. Go, Squall, go. Get better, Rinoa. Get better, Rinoa.
The next one is Our Big Adventure, which is available after you land. And again, according to the canon here, they all went to space, wink, wink.
Yeah. Okay.
Our Big Adventure. Here's our report. Something amazing. We went to Esther. We went into space. And I was the first one to fly the ship Ragnarok. Something strange. Monsters fell from the moon. The big, huge, lunatic Pandora. I was like, what on earth is that?
That was so fucking good.
And now before we close this out, we're going to go get 2 absent Guardian forces, right?
Yes, 2 of the 4 remaining Guardian forces, I believe.
First one, we're going to go get Cactuar, or as I've called in my adult age, Cactuar.
Oh.
It's easier to say. I think it actually is Cactuar.
Yeah, I like Cactuar better.
You need to go to Cactuar Island, which is a small island out by itself, covered in sand in the southeast part of the map. What is unique about this island?
It's got a cactus on it, and only thing that spawns are regular ass Cactuars.
Well, you said it's got a cactus on it. That undersells that there's a Cactuar head popping in and out of the sand.
Yeah. It's nice that it's there because it signifies that something weird is going on here.
Yeah, you should land here. These things give out tons of AP, but they also run from battle a whole lot.
Yeah. So you can really level up your
Guardian Force
GFs
abilities
here without upgrading your characters too much. The Japanese term for Cactuar, are you familiar with that? It's called, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Sabotinda.
Japanese fake nut, how do you pronounce that?
話されていますサボテンだ
And this is derived from mixing the Japanese word for cactus, which is saboten,
サボテン
and the English word pretender.
Pretender.
Okay, I can see it.
サボテンだ
Yeah.
So
what's that? Isn't that what do you combine to? Where is that a portmanteau? Is that what that is?
Yeah, but I don't know what it's like when you do that, and if it still counts if it's 2 different languages. Who knows? Also, we should point out that Final Fantasy VIII is the origin of Cactuar. This is the first appearance of Cactuar.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Stop typing corrections. He'll figure it out.
I guess you've looked that up at this point.
Cactuar was later added to the Final Fantasy VI GBA version. So in remasters and remakes and stuff, it has appeared.
It wasn't in 7?
Do you want me to ask the fake net or look online real quick?
I don't know. My memories are corrupt. They're all old and shitty. I just thought, like, for the minigame, like, Chocobo being friends with a Moogle, Cactuar, and a Moomba was like, mascot city, right?
Yeah,
the Moomba was the new friend, the new kid on the block.
Okay, so they appeared in Final Fantasy VI, but they were called Cactrots. In Final Fantasy VII, they were renamed to Cactuar, which is, okay.
I just remember the animation being super shitty in Final Fantasy VII on purpose.
So I am wrong. They were here before, but this is maybe the first time that they were used as a summon or guardian force.
Yes.
So, yes.
So anyway, eventually on this island, once you run into the big green one, it's a giant Cactuar. It's a mega Cactuar. It's a big Cactuar. It has a mustache.
Yeah, it does. A big twirly fake mustache.
It also has a move called Kerplunk where it just falls on someone.
Yeah, and it will kill dudes in one hit.
Yeah. It took me a half hour to kill this thing. It had so much HP.
Yeah, it's got a lot, and it will also has a small chance of running away when its HP gets below 5%, I believe.
Oh, I got 2%, but 5%. But imagine investing all of that time and the thing just takes off. Because that's the risk about Cactuars is they usually do 1,000 needles, which is 1,000 damage. This thing does 10,000 needles, which is 10,000, which will kill you. And then like you put all this time in and then, oops, it can run away.
Also, you know what you missed?
The sound when you use it?
Before you do that, you got to scan this guy.
Oh, of course.
And I'm going to count him as a boss, Eric, okay?
Okay, yeah, it's a boss.
One of the following 3. Some Cactuars live long... Well, some Cactuars live long lives and grow huge. This Jumbo Cactuar is one of those. Number 2, some Cactuars live in groups and eventually merge into a Jumbo Cactuar. Powerful but cowardly. Number 3, some Cactuars fear the Jumbo Cactuar for its size and guile. In the past, they have attempted to organize against it.
No way this game is conducting a union revolt against an odd manager.
But wouldn't it be great?
It would be good. I'm going to go with the first one.
That's right. Ding. Congrats. Good job. Okay.
He drops the Gaia's ring as well.
Yeah, that teaches you Guardian Force or HP plus 80%, I think.
Sure. That's a lot. That would make
something
sense.
A lot. There is something that gives you that. Anyway, it's good. Great, got him.
When you use him, he makes this noise.
Cool. And also, we should point out that when you use it, Jumbo Cactuar does not come out. It's just a regular ass Cactuar.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get one more summon here, Eric.
Let's go get Doomtrain.
Yeah, let's get
Ideally,
Doomtrain.
to do this, you need to read all 4 occult fan magazines to figure out how to do this. Good luck with that, because apparently they're translated poorly.
Yeah, well, I looked through them, and they give you hints on some of the items. So they give you the hint on the steel pipe, because there is some talk about something being built with steel pipes.
Railroads.
Yeah, and I think also, what's the other item?
So you need the Solomon Ring, which is in front of the statue at Tyr's Point. You need 6 remedy pluses.
Yeah, which are hard to make.
You use Alexander's medical level up ability on 60 remedies.
Yeah, you can actually not totally fuck this up, but I had an issue where I had taught Alexander a couple of abilities.
Make him forget something?
So I didn't make him forget anything yet. He just hadn't learned the prerequisite.
Yeah, you have to learn an ability to learn this ability before it's available.
And so I didn't have it because my slots were full. But I gave it some.
You're on Cactuar Island, sir.
Huh?
You're on Cactuar Island.
Well, no, the slots were full.
Oh.
So I had to go get some amnesiac greens from the pet store, give it that, and as soon as I gave it that, the other one popped up. So
we should sell amnesiac greens that'll be our weed strain.
Yeah, there you go.
The next item you need, as you said, is steel pipes. How'd you get those?
Those I got. Well, I had them because I cashed in my cards, but I think you can get them from Wendigos.
Yeah,
or not Wendigos. Wendigo.
God damn it!
Whatever it is.
They're mugged from Wendigos. I found one after looking forever in the brown area outside Delling City. Or you can use card mod on Elastoids.
They're in that forest that you have to pass through when you have a Laguna Dream.
If you're at a low level.
No, I found them here, and I was like, really high level. Yeah.
Right. And the last thing you need is 6 Marlboro, not Marlboro, tentacles.
Yes, I found some Marlboro Marlboros to fight on the island closest to hell, which is one of the high-level monster areas in this game.
I had some when I was at Esther, and I did anyway.
And cards.
After getting that, you use the Solomon Ring on your menu, and it makes a wild noise. And then text on the menu screen says, "You called upon me? I am Doomtrain. I shall become your ally."
Hell yeah.
Dude, menacing train.
Yeah.
Doomface casts it as the equivalent of meltdown on every enemy you're fighting.
Yep.
Plus it has some of its abilities are the junk shop and secret shop ability.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Doomtrain conceptually is my favorite summon of all time.
Yes, and we should say that is most likely a reference to the Ghost Train.
From 6, right?
The Doomtrain from Final Fantasy VI, which was an area that you had to pass through during an early portion of the game with Sabin and Cyan and Gao.
Final Fantasy VI famously loves referencing itself. Anyway, when you use it, it lays down some tracks and sounds like this.
It's called Runaway Train by Soul Asylum.
That's right. Never coming back. But it is on the right track, Chris.
Got it. And I got to the end of this episode. But first,
initializing RealNet.
Everybody's correcting me in my Cactuar shit.
Oh, about saying it's the first one?
Yep, I was wrong.
Everybody's allowed to make up some shit every now and then. Just say you were trolling, Chris. Say it was on purpose.
Well, in terms of the popular rendering of its English localized name, Final Fantasy VIII is the origin.
You just pushed your glasses to your head and said, technically.
I did, and I do wear glasses now, so I can do it. My friend Dragonzor says, them having blue and red shoes are obvious references to Macross, where Max and Milla had blue and red ships. I'm making this up. I have no idea. Thanks.
According to my search on my telephone, there's one comment about Cypher today from John Doe. It's really funny to me that the bad guy's whole plan ended up full on hinging on how much of a fucking simp Cypher is.
Yeah, good one. Yeah,
that's very good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just as emotionally manipulative as Squall. Squall just focuses his bullshit on
it really could have been either one of them, really.
Yeah, right? They were both primed for the same thing. They were both two candidates. There's
it would just be the sorceress being manipulating the scenario so that she would have a contract with Squall, and then he would just do whatever.
The issue is Rinoa and Cypher broke up.
Mm-hmm. John Doe says Residence Evil. Maybe that's a reference.
There it is. Yeah, Resident. Maybe, shit. John
Doe also says that if you stalk Rinoa properly, with the right magics and use that angel wing thing, she could become a very powerful character because she will just use, because she only has like a few spells.
If you just remove all the non-kick-ass shit.
Yeah, the ones that you don't need to junction. Kal-El says, not my mother, you mean my mom.
My mother? You mean my mom? My matron?
Heb says Hyne's descendant is an honorific, like your highness.
Oh, as like an alternate way to say sorcerer? That would make sense. Sorceress, I mean, yeah, it means the same thing probably in the world.
Yeah. It probably would make sense too to use an honorific, especially in the original script, because I think they use the term witch in the Japanese. It's closer to that at least.
As opposed to sorceress?
Yeah. Succession of witches after all.
Yeah.
Telephone Ghost says Squall better be playing triple triad with Rinoa while he still has the chance.
It'd be funny if he's like, listen, one more thing. When she's walking away at the landing site.
Kal-El says Squall has realized that dead girlfriend is even better than comatose girlfriend, which is why he let her go.
With the triple triad, have you seen that one video going around where there's like a mosh pit in the middle of a show and like it clears out and in the center of it you see two guys on their knees and they're doing Beyblades?
No.
In the center.
Wow. John Doe says, I love that the Eshtar dudes just leave Squall in the freaking desert with a radical spaceship.
Yeah, it's like, listen, we'll take your girl. You keep this, fair trade, right?
Mm-hmm. John Doe says, wait. Is every historical instance of evil sorceress in this game's history just actually possessed by Ultimecia?
From what I know later, no, I don't think so.
John Doe says, I'm asking because if so, it would mean that trying to violently resolve the issue of anti-sorceress prejudice, she actually caused the problem without realizing it.
That would be a very human mistake.
Like a fucking Greek tragedy.
I mean, if we hadn't taken Rinoa to space to save Rinoa, I think maybe she wouldn't have woken up.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things where driving drunk is bad, but helps people get to work on time, so impossible to say if bad or not type thing.
Yep.
Actually, no, that has a very clear answer. Never mind.
John Doe points out that in FF6, Tonberries were called pugs. So, yeah, there's a lot of different things.
Everyone's grudge.
My grudge. Okay, thanks, RealNet, for joining us today. We'll see you next time. This episode has been a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on November 26, 2021. Thanks, Mark Shepard, for the music.
You're welcome, Chris.
Find us on Twitter at RetroAmnesiaPod and support us on Patreon at patreon.com/RetroAM. Get early access, bonus episodes, miniseries, voting rights for our next series, and access to the Real Net. Email us at podcast@retrogradeamnesia.com. And until next time, Eric.
Yes, we will go to the Deep Sea Research Center.
Sure, yeah, and learn some lore. And now you may go back to sleep. I always wanted to be possessed in space. Sorry. I'm going to cut that. I'll put that in the outtakes. It's too much. Squall asks her how she got here, and she responds to me like I respond. Or no, I'm sorry. It's probably out by now. Maybe. No, it's not. Who knows? Look on the internet. Oh, fuck. I forgot to go get it while we were just sitting here vamping. Email us. Is that my stomach?
That's my stomach.
Okay. Thought it was mine for a second. Wow.
I already ate. I don't know what that is. I've been only going to fart for about 10 minutes. Maybe it's that.
I gotta pee. Rinoa is attracted to Squall's duty.